Hey, what is going on guys? Danny here. Welcome back to the channel and I hope you've all been doing well. So this is going to be a brief video as I had originally planned to go over specs and information and performance pertaining to AMD's latest RX 9000 RDNA4 GPUs, except at CES 2025 during AMD's keynote, they didn't mention anything at all pertaining to any new GPUs except for some vague info surrounding FSR4, and that we'll learn more about them later this quarter. And that was it. They did show off the 9950X3D, which I'm sure a number of you guys were probably interested in. Apart from that, most of the keynote was just full of information pertaining to mobile chips, AI processing, and the usual partnership circle jerk, where they have execs from other big semiconductor companies talking about products like laptops featuring these new Ryzen AI Pro mobile chips. Now, one could argue that this was the plan all along, but I'm not so sure about that. I personally feel like something's either gone terribly wrong and they've had to backtrack, or AMD is pulling their usual stunt where they're waiting for Nvidia to go first and to hold their end, and once they know the competing parts like the 5070 and 5060 are priced at, then they will announce their own stuff, probably serving the signature AMD $50 undercut and then calling it a day. This kind of stuff is why AMD's just looked at as nothing but second fiddle to Nvidia. It's a complete embarrassment if you ask me. Like, for once AMD, can you actually go first and come out swinging? It goes back to what we've been saying for the last few years. AMD never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity. What makes this situation even more bizarre and what corroborates that perhaps something has gone wrong is that even the tech press and large tech tubers who were pre-briefed on AMD's CES 2025 keynote got slides and information that they themselves had shared in their own videos pertaining to the RX 9070 XT and RX 9070. And yet, AMD themselves didn't bother to show anything during the actual presentation. And I saw a number of them tweeting that they had no idea that was going to play out that way as well. Furthermore, we were seeing partners like PowerColor, who are an exclusive AMD partner, doing their own previews for the RX 9070 XT a few days prior, showing the Red Devil and Hellhound models. So when you have a close AIB doing stuff like this, it kind of instills confidence in consumers that, alright, looks like we're finally going to be seeing what the RX 9000 and RDNA4 series is all about this coming presentation. But clearly that did not play out. When we look at the actual slides that were given to the tech press, even those were quite limited. The first slide just says introducing RX 9070 XT and 9070 along with various models shown from AIBs. We can also see AMD's own reference model here, which we had previously speculated was the one shown in the Reddit ad that got deleted in my previous video, so that confirms that. It says Q1 2025 availability, but nothing apart from that. The second slide basically has an intro for their RDNA4 architecture with no real meaningful info aside from your typical marketing speak, like what does optimized compute units even mean? At least from this, we can confirm that RDNA4 will be built upon TSMC's 4nm process. Then we get another slide talking about FSR4, telling us it will be AI powered, and we already knew that, and exclusive to RDNA4, so I know a lot of Radeon fans will not be happy hearing that considering how much they all love to boast about longevity or backwards compatibility, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will most likely be one of the first games to have all this tech implemented, like Radeon Anti-Lag 2. Then lastly, we have a slide which tells us where in terms of segmentation these two GPUs will be positioned. The 9070 series will offer performance similar to that of the RTX 4070 Ti and 7900 XT, down to the 7800 XT, and then we have the 9060 series, so the first time that's being mentioned, targeting the 7700 XT, 4060 Ti down to the 7600 XT. So at least with this slide, we know that AMD's top end this generation isn't going to be performing like a 4080 or 7900 XTX, as some of the ambitious rumors were suggesting. Now that we have some more clear information about that, what I will say is that AMD cannot price the RX 9070 XT more than $450 max. If their plan is to really go after market share, then this is what they have to do in order to really have a competitive footing in the market. Will that happen still remains to be seen, and what has transpired at CES 2025 with them not even mentioning it during the presentation, it really does not instill the consumer with confidence that AMD is going to be delivering. If they really had a good product on their hands, they would be screaming from their rooftops about it. They would come out swinging hard first for once and say this is finally our time to claw back that market share. Who knows, maybe the 9070 series may turn out to be great and offer some amazing bang for the buck, and this is just the usual AMD marketing blunders, but I gotta say this passive behavior isn't doing them any good, and maybe we might just see what was happening last generation, where they see Nvidia go first, they price their product at like $50 less, and they call it a day, a strategy which has done them nothing at all. It's just not going to move the needle for them. All that's going to happen is people are just going to look at the Nvidia alternative and just simply buy that, therefore just compounding the current situation we've been in. So yeah, that's about it. That was AMD CES 2025 presentation. Now, I don't want to make it sound like I'm undermining the whole thing. There was a bunch of other things that they talked about, as mentioned, new mobile chips and AI tech, but it's not really the focus of the channel here. But that's going to be wrapping it up for this one. I guess I should thank AMD in a way for giving me a bit of less work this time around so I can just focus on the Nvidia presentation. Until then, I'll be catching you guys in the next one.
If you guys found this video to be informative and entertaining, then leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to check out the video description for cool links and ways to support the channel, such as using my Amazon affiliate link. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, then consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.